Welcome back to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka. Well, it was a good day of trade. Although we turned range-bound after hitting a fresh high in today's session, the Nifty managed to scale that 22,500 mark for the first time ever. Although we've ended just shy of that crucial milestone, even the Sensex managed to hold on to that 74,100 level in today's session. Broader markets, after the sharp fall yesterday, we were holding on, in fact, holding out in today's session. So both the Nifty mid and small cap indices have ended the day with the gains. Can't really say the same for the week. On a weekly basis, mid caps have seen a mild fall, whereas the benchmarks have seen gains to the tune of 0.5% or thereabouts. Although it was a record-setting week for the market, but we were extremely range-bound, and the gains cumulatively for the week since Saturday has just about been 0.5% or thereabouts. The Nifty Bank index cooled off just a bit. Mind you, it did manage to reclaim that 48,000 mark yesterday, and we had seen a good 4 to 5 day kind of gains coming in on the Nifty Bank index, but today it has cooled off a bit. Oil and gas, autos were among the laggards today, and if you look at the metals and FMCG, those were the two pockets where the outperformance came. Advanced decline ratio was at 2:1, so good breadth. And among the gainers, of course, Tata Group stocks were rallying in today's session. Tata Steel was among the top Nifty gainers, Tata Consumer, Tata Motors. So three names from the Tata Group feature on the Nifty gainers list. And aside of that, you had Bajaj Auto, JSW Steel, these were among the other gainers. On the losing end, M&M, given the fact that there was a block deal in the counter, saw some bit of weakness, in fact 4% down for that counter. BPCL, Reliance Industries, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, ONGC were some of the other losers. On the Nifty 500 index, I want to point out Rallis India, Tata Chemicals. Now this stock, it has gained in excess of 40% in the last 6 sessions. IFL Finance, a good rebound after 2-day fall. Tata Tele, Tata Power, all the Tata Group stocks, as I was mentioning, buzzing in trade. On the flip side, Apollo Tyres, Rajesh Exports, Equitas Small Finance Bank, NLC India, these were among the losers on the Nifty 500 index. But let me also bring on board our special guest for today. Of course, it's Women's Day tomorrow, so I thought why not get a lady who's been tracking market technicals for quite some time, Shivangi Sarda of Motilal Oswal. Great to have you on the show, Shivangi. Thanks a lot for joining in. Before we talk shop, I want to ask you, what your advice would be to young, women who want to get into the markets, who want to look at trading, at the kind of levels that we are at right now. How should one really go about starting their trading journey, especially for our women viewers? What would your advice be?
Thank you. Wishing you, your team, and all our women viewers a very happy Women Day. It's not just today or tomorrow, but we should celebrate ourselves every day. We are the know-it-all, do-it-all kind of personas. And I think if we talk about, entering the market, it's never too late. The best time was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. So, of course, there is a lot of scope over here. The market has a lot to give out to everyone out there. And I would, it would be a word of advice for everyone that, just go out and live your passion. Just try to learn whatever is, out there in the world. And of course, for the stock market specifics, we are, known to be calculative right from the beginning. Women have been good with numbers, even at home or, budgeting, even at, our workplaces. So, of course, the risk management skill is very ingrained in us. So please use that and, make the most out of the market, which has a lot to offer.
Well, of course, the markets have a lot to offer. That's the advice coming in from Shivangi, that, take calculated risks and, use your intuitive power and, put it to good use in the market. But, as you mentioned, the market really has a lot to offer. And, of course, 22,500 already on the charts. For the coming week, do you see higher highs? Do you see levels of 22,600 on the upside? What is the resistance level that you're penciling in for the coming week?
So we have seen that the index has rallied and it is making a fresh all-time high levels in the last few weeks. And we've seen that the bulls are very much comfortable with the volatility index at lower zones, and it is continuously cooling off. And with the put call ratio increasing, that is, the put writers are becoming quite comfortable even at the higher zones. Today, in fact, was a lackluster session, but even though we, closed near 22,500 odd levels, so even though there has been a consolidative move, the index is holding very well at the higher zones. So next on the cards, we are looking at 22,750 zones, and 22 to 22 would be a crucial support to watch out for in the index. So any small declines could be utilized for the buying opportunity. Now, and also, there has been a lot of slack series in the bank nifty, and now after a lot of underperformance, it is now starting to gain, strength. Especially the PSU names are aiding the banking index at the higher zone. So this is one such index which will also support the broader market and move it to higher zones. So any small declines to be utilized for both the indices.
All right, use small declines as buying opportunities. But, one group that was buzzing in trade was the entire Tata group, right? Starting with Tata Chemicals. In the last 6 sessions, 40% kind of an up move coming in there. Tata Motors, of course, even today it was up 2.5-3%, holding on to that 1,000 level very smartly, right? These two stocks, how are they looking like on the charts? Do you think the breakout has already happened? Is there more upside, or do you think here on it's in the overbought zone, and perhaps it's time to take some profits out here?
Absolutely. Tata Chemical, we've seen that there has been a price surge of more than 35% in this week itself. And even though it was a truncated week, but it has, seen a lot of consolidation, a very long one indeed. And after that, the stock has rallied. So it did test a lot of patience indeed. But the other Tata Group stocks are also looking quite attractive at these levels. Now, one such stock which is on my radar is Tata Consumer. The entire consumption space is now picking up momentum, and Tata Consumer has given a Poland flag pattern formation breakout on the weekly basis. Interestingly, good volumes have been added over here, good amount of open interest addition on the long side here. And we've seen that, the stock has come out of its consolidation. So now there is more room for an upside, which is sustainable, up move over here. So one could watch out for this stock for a target of around 1,300 immediately, and then 1,350 positionally.
All right, that's the view. Of course, Tata Consumer looking the best on the charts when it comes to the Tata Group stocks. But another stock I would like to get your attention on is the telecom pack. Bharti Airtel in particular hit a fresh 52-week high today. Of course, if you look at the YTD charts, it has done fairly well in the last 2.5 months or thereabouts. 19% kind of gains. Has cleared 1,200 rupee mark. So, would you expect levels of 1,300 here?
Absolutely. Bharti Airtel has, given a price volume surge on the weekly basis. This stock has consistently held on to its 50 exponential moving average since September 2023, which is, quite strongly held. And we've seen that any small declines are being utilized for this stock. The previous hurdle zone, which was around, 1,200, the stock has surpassed it and holding quite well. So, of course, the kind of volumes that is added in the last 3 sessions are indicating that this up move should continue for the next, 1,250 targets. Of course, 1,300 will be a positional level, and it is looking quite positive. But the next on card is 1,250 immediately, and 1,175 would be a crucial support to watch out for. So, for the people who are actually long on the stock, so keep trailing their stop losses on the higher side.
All right, those are the levels to watch out for on Bharti Airtel, 1,250 being the immediate resistance level. But gas stocks, of course, Mahanagar Gas, last 2 sessions, including today, 15% kind of, fall coming in there. Do you think that is a good buying opportunity? Even IGL saw some bit of weakness, right? But among the two, or between the two, would you say MGL is a buy now, or do you think there's been a breakdown of sorts?
So, looking at both MGL and IGL, there has been a lot of weakness over here. And we've seen that there has been a weekly breakdown. It's near about gave up its gain of the last 6 weeks. which is quite concerning. So overall, at these levels, I wouldn't recommend to buy because there has to be some sort of stability for again to enter into this stock. Alternatively, power stocks are looking quite attractive. So power grid is one such stock which is holding on to its higher zone. So similar to the energy space, this is one subsector which one can watch out for.
What about IFL Finance, Shivangi? 40% fall in the last two sessions, but today managed to recover some ground, right? So here, would you recommend any any trader to in fact look at it right now, or would you say NBFCs as a pocket should be an avoid now?
So this stock has, given up by 32% in this week itself. So clearly does not talk about any strength building over here. And we've seen that, all the immediate support zones have been broken. Of course, with two gap downs and, with some, sort of consolidation, this stock is not quite looking quite attractive at these levels. So one could wait and watch over here. But the other banking stocks are looking quite good. So instead of the NBFCs, one could focus on the banking names.
So what about private banks? Since you mentioned banking names, PSU banks, as we all know, have been doing well. Even private banks for that matter. If you look at ICICI, Axis, Kotak, yesterday at least they were the top contributors to the Nifty's gain, right? So do you think in terms of weakness, Kotak and HDFC Bank merit a look? Do you think that the trend has reversed on these two stocks in particular?
So Kotak Bank is one stock which is quite volatile, and we've seen that there has been a lot of swings, from the last 9 weeks. But if you look at the private bank on whole, Axis Bank is one stock which is looking quite attractive. Even ICICI Bank is more stable if we want to look at a better risk reward. So definitely my pick would be ICICI from the private space. And while we are at it, I would like to also recommend SBI from the PSU space. So these are the two names that one could watch out for, considering there has been a lot of long built up in Bank Nifty, around about 85% in the last 3 sessions, and also the good momentum in these names.
All right, and I want to also shift focus to the realty pack. Macro tech developers is one stock that hit a fresh 52-week high. In fact, hit a lifetime high today. It has raised 3,200 crore rupees via QIP, from investors like GQG, Invesco, and the likes. So here, what would you suggest? Macro tech. Do you think somebody who wants to get into this stock has missed the bus, or do you think it's a good enough level to get into?
So macrotech, of course, we've seen a good recovery over here. But overall, if we talk about the entire real estate space, then DLF is my pick. This is very consistent, and we've seen that despite the market volatility, this is one stock which is very resilient. It has held on to its crucial exponential moving average, which can be considered as a crucial support as well. So this is, a more stable name from this entire pack, which one could look out for. Even at these levels, we are seeing that it is respecting its crucial retracement levels, and one could expect immediately 950 and then 970 odd levels over here.
Hindalco is one stock that has made a good recovery after that 15% fall that we saw. So here, do you think 600 kind of levels will be revisited?
So Hindalco, we've seen that there has been a sharp, weekly breakdown and then some sort of consolidation in the last 3 weeks. But overall, it is still trading, below 550 levels, which is still concerning. So once it crosses 550, I would believe that it would be a good risk reward at those levels. Even though it has been consolidating, the good part is that it has surpassed its immediate previous, hurdle. But then again, I would recommend we could wait for it to surpass 550 odd levels for the next 600 marks.
All right, Shivangi, I want to ask you what you would be keeping on your radar for the coming week in terms of stock picks, right? Because this week, although we have hit fresh highs, but we've been pretty much range bound. Of course, you mentioned the kind of levels that we can expect on the index, but particularly when it comes to stocks, which stocks do you think will see some bit of action, and which one would you be keeping on your radar?
Absolutely, Nandita. In fact, we've seen such a good, sector-based buying over here across the, broader market. And honestly, it is very difficult to choose and narrow down the stocks. But again, from the auto space, we're liking Bajaj Auto, which is quite resilient and strong, and it has been respecting its upward sloping channel on the weekly basis. One of the strongest counter in the entire auto pack. And we could expect of targets of near about 92.30 levels over here, with a stop near 8700. Now the second pick on my radar is HAL. This is also quite attractive, and it's given a pole and flag pattern formation breakout on the weekly basis. So this stock is also looking quite nice for it to extend towards 3450 odd levels, with a stop near 3250. Now, apart from these, Tata Consumer from the consumption space is also looking quite attractive. Now, also I would like to bring focus to some of the stocks which are looking quite attractive for a longer positional point of view, which we have come out with, in regards to Women's Day. So it's called Niveshak Nari Basket. We've identified a few stocks which are focused on, because the women are, dominating 70 to 80% of the consumer purchasing decisions, and also their increasing participation in the workforce area and changing lifestyle, the ease of shopping, consumption has become, quite easy. So some of the counters like, Zomato, Nykaa, Kalyan Jewellers can also be looked out for the longer term perspective.
All right, women-centric themes, will be the theme for the next decade. That sense even we've got when we've spoken to a battery of experts, and they have pointed out ever since, the Nari Shakti emerged as, one of the main focus areas of the interim budget. A lot of experts have pointed out that women-centric themes will be the next big, theme to watch out for over the next decade. With that, Shivangi, thanks a lot for taking out time this afternoon and joining in and sharing your thoughts with us. Wishing you a very, very happy Women's Day, and hope to connect with you more often on our early morning shows. Well, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Closing Bell. To all the women out there, thanks a lot for tuning in. Of course, wishing you a very, very happy Women's Day. Continue to do well in your careers, and of course, break glass ceilings, and of course, keep rocking. But with that, thanks a lot for tuning in. Of course, come back and join us Monday morning. Of course, tomorrow being a market holiday, we'll be back with the markets on Monday morning 9 a.m. So don't forget to tune in then. But you guys have a great weekend and come back refreshed on Moneycontrol on Monday morning. Thanks a lot for tuning in.